Disclaimer. The opinions expressed in this show are unfiltered and unrehearsed. Statements conveyed are personal and issued to the best of the ability and knowledge of the cast. They should not be taken as conclusive facts. Does this offend you is not responsible for any mental, physical, or emotional damage sustained by its listeners. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome to another episode of Does This Offend You? Today we talk about socializing, the party scene, the club scene, even the goth scene. We talk about all of our mini circles of friends and what happens when they collide. Also, we started a GoFundMe for our very special friend Steve, where we can buy him pool floaties and a helmet. Please donate below. We love you very much. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned.
What do I have to say to make some money? What do I have to say to make some money? No offense.
Cool. Alrighty. Make sure that's all good.
Where do you guys think the origin of insert race here standard time comes from?
What?
I don't know.
Have you guys ever heard of like Jewish standard time, Persian standard time, Asian standard time? Like the only people that don't have a standard time are white people, because not only are they on time, but sometimes they're early as fuck, to the point where if it was a brown party, it'd be like, this is rude. You need to leave. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, I've catered so many parties. Some white people, and only white parties, do the people come like 10 minutes early and they're like, oh, you think I can get a drink right now? And he'd be like, dude, I'm still setting up the bar. No. Like, I'm not getting paid for this time. Go. So sometimes I actually do give them a drink depending on how nice they are, if I'm like ready to go. But sometimes I'd be like setting up glassware and they're like, oh, do you mind if I get one of these? And I'd be like, dude, like, it's not a good time.
What, you're not being paid to set up?
No, I'm being paid to set up, but I'm not being paid to serve. Like, sometimes some parties do have specific times set up for, like, serve drinks from this time to this time, do this from this time to this time. So if I'm not within that time period, I can't have one person walking around with a drink, and when the party starts, everybody come to me and be like, hey, man, like, I saw you give them that. Like, you want to give me, like, a bottle too or something? And I'd be like, no, I can't. Like, so sometimes no matter how nice somebody is, I have to follow the rules because then I can get in trouble.
So all this, your entire gripe is with white people? Is that what it is?
No, my gripe is mostly just like, I mean, clearly you guys haven't noticed this, but Jews, Persians especially, so I have it twice as bad, where if I have to be somewhere, the part of me that grew up in a white community is like, I have to be on time or early, but then the Persian/Jewish side of me is just kind of like, oh shit, it's starting, time to get ready.
So in regards to Russians or Slavs, if you ever go to the party with them, they're going to be late by 30 minutes to an hour. Standard. That's just the way it works with us. That's why a lot of people, when they prepare for a party, they always tell you like, hey, party starts at 7:30 when in reality it starts at 6 or 6:30.
Yeah.
They purposely come in there. Sorry, the episode. They'll say party starts at 6 or 6:30, but they'll set up the party for 7:30 because they're gonna expect you to be late on purpose, so it gets timed out. Only time when you're gonna be on time normally for Slavs is if it's like business related stuff, like a meeting. But parties, yeah, no, fuck, they're always late as shit.
Oh yeah, like if you're some kind of a subordinate or less than, you come earlier on time because you have to impress. Everybody else, I feel like you come late for a couple of reasons. One, you don't want to waste your time when the party's empty and it's just kind of boring as hell. That's one of the reasons I come late. And I've heard other people say they want to come late because you kind of want to make an entrance. If you're coming at the same time as everybody else, then you're just kind of like another person walking in the door. But when you walk in on your own time, everybody looks at you to see who's arriving. Like, you make an entrance. Other than that, yeah, go on.
So, I mean, the idea of being fashionably late isn't like unique to, I don't think, any culture. I think everyone just kind of fucking does it because, like you just described, it's just done for vanity's sake. Like, I want eyes to be on me, so I'll show up an hour late. Oh my god, who's walking through the door? Hardy har. I fucking hate it, dude. I hate that that's become common practice in society. Of course, I'm the one who has an issue with it. I'm the outlier. What happened to just being on time? I don't get it. I mean, work is one thing and a party's another. I expect at a party, everyone just expects it now, which is why, even since my high school days, you want to throw a party or something, you tell everybody show up at 8, and then you're waiting till like 10. It's going to be like 9 or 10 or whatever till people actually start to really show up. Vlad, you depicted that, but I don't think it's unique. I think it's just everywhere now. I think everyone's done it, and I believe. I mean, I'm not a historian, but I feel like the French came up with the idea of being fashionably late. I don't know. I forgot where I heard that from or where I read that or where that's depicted, but I feel like now it's just everywhere. I think that's just common practice for every human being on the planet. No one cares about time anymore. People disrespect time. I think it's a damn shame. Why am I the only one who cares?
French.
I don't give a shit. Everyone disrespects the French. But I don't know why we adopt their practices for being fashionably late.
I need evidence that this is a French thing because
I
I
just
genuinely
don't care.
think Persians or Jews probably invented it too. Like, I kid you not. There was a party in Israel and the hosts got mad because somebody came half an hour late and they're just like, what the hell are you doing here now? Like, I'm just getting out of the shower. Like, it's just so ingrained in some cultures that being late is just a thing. Even in America, when somebody's planning a party, and you're right, people do say, oh yeah, come at 8:30. That's when everybody else who's maybe not part of a planning committee or not part of one of the hosts, that's when everybody gathers and pre-games, and then sometimes you just have so much fun at the pre-game you forget to leave, right? Because the pre-game is just, hey, I'm with all my closest buddies, we're drinking, we're having a good time. We don't need to go to this party to have a good time just yet. So I feel like a lot of people even end up delaying going out to the party because they're already having a good time without it.
I think that it's more of, at least for me and my friends in the past, before when we've gone to parties and we've gone late, it's usually because we don't want to show up there hella early when there's a bunch of randoms that we don't know. Especially if we're going by ourselves and we're meeting our friends at the party. We'd rather wait till other people show up, it gets a bit busy, and maybe some of our friends show up, and then we'll show up and be like, hey, you're here already, cool. I don't have to fucking deal with all these random ass motherfuckers. That's kind of the mentality behind it for me, at least. Yeah, no, dude, I agree with Danny. I don't think this is exclusive to Jews and Persians. Like, Slavs, Russians, Ukrainians, whatever, they're all the same fucking shit. And that's why whenever we have events of any sort, we tell them, like, the party's like an hour and a half early, this and that, so we can kind of like calculate when they'll be here, so we can kind of set up right for that moment.
You know what would solve all of your juvenile issues? If you just showed up on time. Why don't we just?
Then you have to do socializing and talk
why
to people
do?
they don't
Oh
know.
my God! You have to socialize. I forgot. That's why you don't go to parties to socialize. I forgot. That's not why
Yeah,
you're
you
there.
gotta hang out with your friends and get drunk.
So stupid, dude. It's just one of those fucking topics I don't even want to talk about because it's so. It's so ingrained in society, but it's not correct.
Your nose is big.
It's so
okay?
dumb.
Relax.
I hate the fucking game people play too. Everyone acknowledges it's a game, so why do we still play it? I mean, the veil's lifted. Hey, show up at 8. Nah, that means I'll get
do
there
you
at
like
9.
to talk to random people that you don't know at a party?
I mean, if it's to socialize, yes, why
Do you-
not? That's
you
the
do?
point.
I don't.
I know you don't. You don't like anybody. You don't like. You barely like the people you do talk to. I don't give a shit what you like, but you go to party. Why do people go to parties? It's to socialize. That's the event of a party.
I think everybody
Also-
has their own agenda. Like, I personally don't like networking. I don't like talking to people. I don't like small talk. I know I'm like a big personality to get used to, so sometimes I just don't say anything and I hang out in the background. But for the most part, I just want to be around my friends, hang out and make jokes and be myself. But if I have to hang around a bunch of people I don't know, then I'm just kind of like, all right, let's play it safe for a minute and not say or do anything stupid for now. Unless I'm drunk. Once I'm drunk, all bets are off.
Dude, I know it's scary to meet new people. There's nothing wrong.
It's not
with being
scary. It's boring as fuck.
And
It's boring to meet new people?
It's not enjoyable.
Why? Why isn't it? What's wrong with meeting new people?
Because what the fuck? Why do you need to waste your breath and time on somebody that you don't know and have to fucking go through the whole spiel of having to be like, hey, this is me. Hey, I really don't give a flying fuck about you, but since we're gonna talk, I'm gonna have to fucking torture myself through this and have to endure it.
This
I
isn't
don't want to do that.
It's not a business meeting. It's so weird that you have to. Oh, this is me. I'm Vlad. I'm 6'2". I like to surf people. Like, why can't you just get along with people? Like, you never just go to a party and just start doing
6'3",
stuff.
number one, bitch. Number
Whatever.
two,
I don't give a shit
I don't
about
want to fucking deal with people in general.
It's
And on
it's
a
so
note
weird.
of not dealing with people and not liking them, on a very sad note, Steve just landed back in the Bay Area, so now we're officially fucked.
Yeah, we should have Steve on this show before he leaves. I think it'd be cool. Finally, everyone gets to put a face to the name.
I would like for him to bring a list of things that we said about him that were flies.
Right.
So
Right.
the orients around the gym. Watch.
He
Well,
just like addresses everything.
All I'm saying is I don't know why you go to parties in the first place. If you all you want to do is hang out with your friends, then just do that and then avoid parties altogether. So what brings you to a party?
My friends are there.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. My friends are there. Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
there to see my
Yeah, but-
friends in a social area where I can drink.
Them and like what? Like a bunch of other people you don't know.
Here's the
Alcohol.
deal. Like when you're also at the party, it's it's kind of like a different environment. Like my ideal party is more of like a kickback with just a few people I don't know that I would be interested to get to know. But if it's like a party, it's a bunch of people and it's just a bunch of socializing. I just don't have the best time sitting there talking to people. Sometimes it turns into 101, and now I'm hearing about like this girl's dog named Coco that likes to play
Yes.
in the park. Like I don't give a fuck about your dog.
Exactly.
Like or oh like what do you do? Oh yeah, I'm the manager at this thing. And I'm like usually if anybody has a job where the job title is vague and I have to ask them what do you do exactly, my brain turns off almost automatically. Like, oh, I'm an import export. Oh, okay, cool. What does that mean? Oh, I'm in a public health administrations. Oh, okay. What does that mean? I just push a bunch of paper. Yeah, that's what I figured. But it's not just that. It'll be expanded into let me make myself sound more important than I really am. If the person is straight up and we can laugh about like, oh yeah, your job is boring, then it's a more fun conversation for me. But if they're going on and on trying to make themselves feel important, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
I mean,
really
that's
don't.
That's basically LinkedIn all day, baby.
that's the process of meeting people. You have
That's
to-
why
that's-
we don't like it. That's the process. It's boring
then-
as fuck.
Then how do you ever get to meet new and interesting people, or actually
It's
like grow
called-
your social circles, grow in life, and like enjoy this? I mean, I think meeting people is part of enjoying life. You want to get to know
Yes.
and like
Dude, you'll go to parties with your friends, and then you'll have the unfortunate situation where you might have to talk to somebody, and maybe you'll get lucky and meet somebody interesting. It'll happen. But
I
generally,
also-
no.
Just so why deprive yourself of that?
I
Like just
I
not
call
talking
it
to
the-
anybody ever.
It's the process of referral. Like if I'm with my friends and my friends are cool with somebody, it's a lot easier for me to be like, all right, this person must be interesting. Let's talk to them. And I can. But also, if I'm talking to somebody and they go right off the bat saying something that's very boring to me, then I'm like, all right, I've officially made a mistake here. I'm not going to be rude, but I am going to find an out from this conversation. Or I'll just roast them and see what happens because that's my only goal here. I'm just trying to have some fun and enjoy my time. And if this person takes themselves that seriously, then they'll probably want to leave and, you know, it's a win-win.
Let me ask you this, Danny. Do you remember how you and I met?
On a cruise.
Yeah, do you remember
Yeah.
how we met on a cruise?
Yeah, there's a social club.
Yeah, fucking bullshit motherfucking kids everywhere, and you have to fucking deal with all that crap.
Why would you bring
enough-
this up? You're supporting my point.
No,
You and I went
bitch.
to a social club.
Listen,
and
bitch,
we met each other.
let me finish, motherfucker.
Now we're friends. We've been friends for 15
Shut
years.
the fuck up.
I win. All right, next
You
topic.
fucking shut the fuck up.
Okay,
Anyway, my
go
point
ahead.
being is that
Yeah.
how many people did we quote unquote meet at this fucking social club? How many of those people do we still talk to?
I mean, obviously, you and I being friends is the number one. But there are, I know I'm still in touch with, not really touch with Kim, my cruise crush. Oh, I just use a real name. Ah, fuck it. No one watches this.
Yet.
And then who else? That's about it. I think you still talk to like one or two of them, right?
I still have Paul, who
Yeah.
has called me up randomly
And his
out of
hot
nowhere.
sister.
I don't talk to Adriana. I think she
Yes.
got married.
Everybody's using the real names, man. It's weird,
Yeah.
but also fuck it at this point.
I don't
whatever.
think I've never talked to her that much, but yeah, I don't know. She might have even gotten married at this point. And then fucking I have Liz, who also got married, had kids and shit. And
Who the fuck is Liz? I don't remember Liz.
Well, exactly. My point being is
Is she the
that
fat one that
you
can sing?
no, that was Sophia.
How do you remember these people? All right,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
I have a memory for it. Anyway, my
Yeah.
point being is that with that being intertwined, I'm lucky that out of that whole entire fuckball of people that was there, I managed to have like some sort of connection with a few of them, at least like have a holding friendship with you. That was luck. I don't like that process of having to weave through people and be like, okay, I'm gonna have to invest some sort of time and my sanity into bullshit with you and have to deal with your crap with whatever the fuck it may be. At the end of the day, a lot of these people are not interesting. They have no added benefit to me. At this point, I don't talk even most of the people that I've named off, I don't talk to. You don't talk to them either. Do you remember who else was there? Like fucking, what was that one blonde girl's name?
Lexi. I remember her.
Lexi, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Also, they all fell off entirely. No.
Who cares? It's a cruise. And so I got one good friendship
I know.
out of it.
I'm just saying.
But if you don't take the dive, you don't take the plunge to actually start to talk to people. What do you do in life? How do you meet people outside of school? If you're shoved into like an artificial area like school, you kind of have to deal with people for a while, and you kind of take friends out of that. But then, how do you expand? How do you get to know people who actually like vibe with you? People aren't forced to be with.
You go out and
do what?
Them. And hang
So
out.
you have to go find them and talk to strangers at one point before they become your friends.
Whether it's a person in school, at your job, at a cruise, or whatever the fuck it is, you'll have your friends. You guys go out. Look, prime example, me. I don't like to go out that much. I'm only out normally because I'm working. But if I do go, I'm normally at home. I'll have people come over. Jay, Felix, whatever. They come and hang out at the house. We'll smoke here, hang out, yada yada. Sometimes we'll go out. We'll go to the you included. We used to go bar hopping. Remember, we used to at least once a month. Yeah. We go bar hopping, get shit faced. We didn't really meet anybody. We would just go out and drink, which was fun. But most people, when they do go out, they go and they meet somebody. They pick up some girls. They go do some other bullshit. It's not always going to be the route of having to socialize. Sometimes you're enjoying your friends that you have now, and if you're lucky enough that somebody else rolls in, cool.
I have a philosophy about that though. Like, I made this joke before Gerard Carmichael made his, but he makes it about being a boyfriend. But before that, I always had this joke where I hate going out and making new friends because I am just such a good fucking friend, and I go out of my way for my friends so much that me making more friends just becomes more of a burden on me, and I can't handle that anymore. So I actually don't like to make new friends, because I just need to focus on the ones I have now, and the new ones, if they come organically, I'm just like, oh fuck, I guess I like you. Like, okay, this is just a reality now, and I hate it.
Okay, well, yeah, you're such a goddamn martyr. So anyway,
thank you. That's all I was really looking for.
Yeah, great. Okay, we talked about in this episode right here, niceness versus kindness. So you guys are talking from the perspective of 30-year-olds, which is fine. But I'm saying you had to get to this point, you had to go out and socialize and talk to people. And yeah, I assume you met some dude. Omid, we met at a fucking party. I remember that. Yeah.
How did we meet?
We met at a friend's
party. We met through Chris, right?
Well,
we met via referral, so I knew that you were already chill, and I didn't have to waste my time. I actually remember
shit about me. I could have been fucking awful.
Can I share the story of the day we met?
Fine, go ahead. Tell them how we met.
It was at a party. It was at a party at a local friend's house, and I knew her since middle school, but Chris knew them from some other way. I came, hung out with you, Chris, and I think Henry and somebody else was there, and you were just so drunk off your ass. And this is the day I learned that everybody knows Danny is drunk when either A, he's sneezing, or B, he's capable of doing clap push-ups. And not only were you doing clap push-ups, but you drank a little bit more to the point where you grabbed a can and everyone's like, Danny, what about your liver? And you go, my liver? Fuck my liver. And you take the beer can, you dump it on your shirt on top of where your liver should be. And then you proceeded to do clap push-ups behind your back. And I was like, this man is drunk and he is interesting.
Okay.
That is how we met. And that is how you surpassed nobody else at that party I spoke to except for this group of people. And I had a good time.
Yeah. So imagine if you didn't go to that party. And you only talked to the people that you knew there. That's all I'm saying, man. I mean, at this point, it doesn't really matter. We're way too seasoned, but
you can still go to the party. Nobody's saying about not going out.
Yeah,
it's
but then what if you miss out on the next Danny? I'm replaceable. Remember that. If I die,
with your friends.
I want you to find the next Danny when I die. You will have to do that
with your friends.
And you can go out to a party, Vlad. You know that. You know
no,
that.
No. If I want to find the next Danny, I'm either gonna go to a therapist's office and sit outside the room, or go to a gym.
That's very true. You'll find someone like me in either of those places.
Hi. Do you have anger issues? Do you hate everything? Come with me. Let's build a podcast.
Yeah, so one day if you just see like someone in my room and it's not me, Then you know they found the replacement.
I'll just go outside of Weight Watchers and be like, "Do you have an eating disorder? Come with me."
You guys should put out like a thing on LinkedIn just for like under does this offend you? Like looking for somebody who's good with editing, can lift like deadlift 500 pounds, and is also very mad all the time, and just like see who fills the spot. Just have interviews for Danny. Like, why would you like to be the new Danny? Anyway, yeah. I don't have a problem with it. I know we're getting a little old. To me, my philosophy of life is I like to meet new people, and I like people to meet each other and enjoy life together, and like to expand all of our horizons. I'm not talking about setting up for an orgy for people who are like trying to read between the lines. I'm talking about actually getting to know people and just see where life takes you. And that's why like a lot of you guys know each other. I think Omid, I introduced you two at one point, probably at one of my parties.
Your birthday party.
Yeah, there you go.
Which you were also very drunk at and needed to be carried into your house.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So you guys met at a party.
Because I'm a good fucking friend and you people are fucking burdens. See how much burden you put on me, Danny, by being friends with me?
To be fair, yes, Omid and I met through Omid and Omid's brother and I all met at a party, at probably your party.
Your birthday party at some bar. And yeah. I remember I met Steve because he was on his, probably still is to this day, on his arm wrestling grind, where he was arm wrestling literally everybody.
Yeah, that's right.
You're talking about like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago at the.
I'm pretty sure you
the karaoke bar,
time.
The karaoke bar, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You met before. You had to have met before that, I think.
No, that was the first.
Nope,
time.
Really? Your birthday was the first time we met.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy because I'm pretty sure you guys have been to several of my parties before that, but.
No.
Oh, I had a way to meet each other. That's good. Yeah, you and your brother had to carry me to my room, from my understanding, because I was out at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun thing.
No, what's it called? But aside from that, afterwards, Omid and I also figured out that we had mutual friends from other places. That's why I was like, "How do you know this person?" And he's like, "Oh, I know this person through this." I'm like, "Oh, interesting, cool."
Russian Jews, you're all the same.
Mm-hmm. It's because you went out and socialized.
No.
Not socialized. We saw that we had mutual acquaintances and friends, whatever you want to call them.
I met Vlad via referral. You.
I didn't refer you. I was way too drunk.
It was disappointing.
No way.
You were pretty drunk, but you introduced everybody.
Yeah,
bitch.
That's what I do. That's part of my life. I hold a weight to myself, not just physically, but there's a gravity that I exhibit where I bring people together, and I'm very proud of that, despite how much it fucking hurts me.
So you're a black hole, is what I'm hearing.
I'm a very big black hole. Yeah. That I actually had like, so a couple weeks ago I had like a really big meltdown because I had way too much pressure. I make fun of Omid being a martyr, but I also kind of agree with what he talked about like every time I meet a new friend, I'm always like a better friend than they are to me, and I kind of accepted that at this point in my life, and I try not to overextend, but still I find myself, I don't know, I still find myself getting hurt by my friends because I expect too much after doing so much. Again, plug to that episode we talked about earlier, but nice versus kindness. But yeah, I had a meltdown a few weeks ago because I just had all the social pressure. I remember I'll talk about the story. So I won't use real names at this point because I actually do talk to these people. They are some of my best friends. But I remember talking to my friends, and they want to set up for a trip to go to Yosemite. And I know a couple of you guys so a couple of my friends are gonna watch this, so you know who I'm talking about. I don't care at this point. So we wanted to go to Yosemite. And then they asked me, "Hey, Danny, do you want to just go up with all of our friends, just like people that we know?" I'm like, I don't give a shit. To stop at, like, I don't know why I'm the one being asked this. Number one. All right. Number two, Danny, do you mind if we invite all these other people that you know, because they met all these other people through me? I'm like, I don't care. Do it with the bro trip. Do it with the other people. I don't give a shit. And then one of my friends was like, all right, fine, we'll just invite these people. And then the other friend I was talking to was like, well, then, oh man, there won't be any other girls there. And I'm like, of course. There's always this like selfish like need for the opposite sex to be around to entertain a bunch of dudes. And of course, they look at me and I'm like, dude, I had like this breaking point. I know I've introduced all these people together, but I said, I'm not here to provide girls for you. I'm not like some stripper service that you call and we need some girls for your stat. Don't use me as that medium. But it didn't even matter at that point because I had already introduced all these people together years prior. At this point, everybody that I used to know are now friends with all the other people that I've connected. And no one does this. Like, here's the reality situation. Nobody in life ever, like, mixes circles together voluntarily. I think people tend to avoid that. Correct me if I'm wrong. People,
Nope. Totally true.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's because I have like different personalities and different ways I act around different people, and I know that like there are certain social circles that won't mix that well, and depending on how comfortable I get or what the event is, I'll just try not to mix them because I also don't want to be splitting myself up between everything. But like if it's my birthday, that's when I'll let everyone come together and fuse and do whatever they want. But sometimes certain people won't get to, or sometimes you just like want to get away with from certain people and you don't want them to fuse. I've had friends that I thought were close to me and then they started hanging out with the other person and then I ended up getting cut out, and that's happened to me multiple times. Not that I'm scarred from it, but I'm also just kind of like, there was a moment in time where it was like, oh, I'm getting away from this person, but now they're hanging out with you, I guess I'm just gonna go do my own thing now. And then things just evolve in a different direction. Shit
Right.
happens, but
It's a shitty feeling, though. It really is.
yeah, it
Awkward.
Being
kind of
cut
is.
out. Yeah. But,
Awkwardly enough, I've never actually had that happen specifically.
well,
Because,
good for you. That's good.
But I will say in regards to what you're saying, Danny, is well, this is going back to our topic from before.
Right.
The other episode is my response is what I've said before is I don't like to have a lot of friends, and I don't like having. This is what, and with what you're saying, like certain friend groups don't get along with this. That's why I don't like having multiple friend circles. I like to have preferably one, and if people can't get along, I'm usually like, pull the dick out of your ass or move on. I have friends even today who don't like some of my other friends, and it's not even because of they're not being ambitious, they just don't like them for other reasons which I will not bring up. But I'm kind of like, yo, get the fuck over it. They're here. You're here. You want to be friends, you're going to have to deal with this. But overall, I still am a very big contender in the concept of have less friends, have quality over quantity. And in regards to people in your circle who are asking you to bring girls or supply something, I would say make new friends.
All right, so I have to cut out. So I introduce all these people and cut myself out. I remove myself.
Hey, sometimes it's the right thing to do. Get yourself a.
Yeah.
We grow up. We get better friends.
Sure, I've thought about it. Hey, and speaking of friends, how about that one
Remove
episode?
the toxic
Vlad,
people, man.
Yeah, Vlad
Don't
wanted to
forget
do that a few weeks ago. Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, I have friends that are females, I have guy friends, and sometimes people want to get hooked up with each other. Like, oh, like, you got any guy friends for whatever scenario? And I'm always just like, sometimes the friends that I know I have are like not good enough for these girls, and I just don't even bother introducing them. Sometimes I do, like, I don't care in passing what the hell happens and hey, shoot your shot. But I've also noticed that sometimes if you introduce certain people and then you get caught in the middle of it, it's just miserable for everyone involved and everyone surrounding the situation.
Exactly.
So
That's-
like unless
that's the
I
reason.
can like gauge them being an actual good match or a good fit for each other and some freak accident happens where that doesn't work out, I can live with that more than like, fuck, I shouldn't have introduced those two. I'm sorry, my bad. My bad.
And that's the point where you have to kind of make yourself a rule, where you have to have like this kind of clean hand mentality where like, hey, if I let you bloody up our relationship because you want to stick your dick in somebody, if ever afterwards things fall apart, do not expect me to take sides. But that's if you're friends with both people originally. If you're the kind of person who just brings somebody in and then shit happens, then it's like, okay, we can cut them out. Fuck it. But yeah, try to keep your hands clean. If you bring in both friends from different groups and they, end up doing something, make clear to them, hey, if you fuck up and things fall apart, don't expect me to pick your side or their side. I'm gonna probably be neutral.
Listen, I know it's inherently messy when you do something like this, but being the grand inquisitor, I don't know. I tend to how to explain this. I know there's an inherent risk when you bring people together, and that I feel like there's more to life than just me. I look at the big picture, And I think that's something that a lot of people just refuse to acknowledge, because I do feel like, yeah, we should all be hanging out with each other, having a great time, get to meet new people, have new experiences, enjoy life a little bit more. And I feel like that's a means to do that. Yeah, Vlad, you're shaking your head because, you want to keep a quality control on your friend group, which is fine. But I feel like the more the merrier. Not to say that like everybody I know is going to be grade A material. That's just not the case. But I feel like you give people the opportunity to meet each other and determine for themselves. That's fine. But if it's done so on, personally, it's done so on your back when you choose to do that. I know the risk involved.
Do it at your own discretion.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I did that, and I continually, like, as much good as come from it, I do personally exhibit some like pain points from from bringing people together. Like I said, I was looked to as some sort of means for these people to try to get some women around them. And that was just fucking insulting. It really was. And I had to like have a conversation outside of whatever this whole Yosemite trip. I was just like, I couldn't even focus on that. I had to talk to my friends. I'm like, dude, you gotta, like, it's been 5 or 6 years or since you've met these people. I need you to understand something. Like, I'm not a means. I'm not here to facilitate like all these people for you. I'm not here to make your life better by through my personal life. Like, you've already met these people. That's fine. That's great. But don't continually use me just to get to them. Just go ahead. You can cut me out at this point because you've known them for so long. Yeah, that'll suck. But don't think of me as a sucker, if that makes any sense.
Danny.
Like, yeah.
As a friend of yours for I think like 15 years now. Mm-hmm. Don't think so. And no offense to your friends, but you need new friends.
I probably do, but that's not the point I'm trying to make.
No, but what I'm trying to make is I'm saying, and you have to kind of, you're a smart kid. You have a good heart. I've known you long enough. I think that you know your own self-worth, but you really do. You have a hard time letting go of those that have been around you for a long time. And we've talked about this before. I also have suffered with that. But you've known me. You've seen me through SF State beforehand. You've seen how many people I've shed throughout my life.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I've dropped so many fucking motherfuckers from my friend circle because, unfortunately, whatever your view is, my circle has gone way smaller, a lot more tight-knit. I have my friends and like my actual friends, and I have the people that are around me like, cool, hey, we're hanging out, whatever. I don't really give a flying fuck about you that much. I'm fine with that. And I don't have that burden anymore because I have such a small circle now that I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. Only thing I really have that people give me shit about is like, are your friends quality in regards to, are they really doing anything in their life, or are they older than you and sitting around playing with their dick all day, no job, nothing. That's what I kind of have to hear more or less of now. But for you, dude, you're really like, it's eating you away with how people are trying to essentially take use of you, and that's not okay. And I can visibly see it on you. It bothers you, so maybe it's time to cut the bad fruit up for you too.
I mean, yeah. I think you did the right thing, though. You spoke to them about it. Like, you spoke your concerns, you addressed them, and now it's on them if they want to respect that or still continue treating the same way. I don't think you need to cut anybody out, per se, which we also talked about in the other episode, but unless, like, you can tell that this relationship is turning to something toxic and you feel like all you are to these people is just that device and there's nothing more to their friendship, then maybe you can consider cutting it out. But considering everybody that at least I know you hang out with, I don't see anybody worthy of being cut out. Sometimes people just want something and they're just like, oh, hey, well, we have this buddy who has access to this. Let's just ask him. It's not like, oh, he's only good for this. That's two completely different personalities.
Right.
You have two Jewish, what's it called, figures right now. One angel, one devil. Trying to give you advice, right? This is great. I love it.
Well,
we're both devils. We both have our hidden horns somewhere.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with Devil B on this one. I don't think anyone's worthy of being cut out at this point. And
am I A or B?
I'll let you decide. But you sit up with that for a while.
Can I be Devil 1 while he's Devil B?
Sure, if that makes you feel better. But I'm not I'm consistent. I said this in the episode where Vlad was talking about cutting people out. I don't take that lightly. I don't just like cut people left and right. And these people aren't worth cutting out to me, even though they do cause me some sort of pain every now and then. But what kind of friends don't? What kind of experiences in life don't cause you some sort of pain, trouble at some point in life? I think that's just how it goes. I think there's a natural defensive nature that comes with, like, when you introduce people. You want to you want to like it's every circle of people you have, you hold dear to yourself. So when you start intermingling all that together, again, this is like a phenomenon unique to me. I don't know how many people out there actually do this, because I know a lot of people don't. But you're defensive of each group, like you hold them like they're yours. They're like it's like that shiny ball that like a kid lets go, and you like once you're done playing with it and someone else picks it up, you're like, fuck, that's mine. Like, and that's the kind of like the weird like adolescent nature to all this. When you start introducing people together and they're getting along just fine without you, you're just like like personally, as a human being, yeah, I have that knee-jerk reaction, like, fuck, I hate that. Please, like, I don't want you to cut me out. And I don't want you using me either to get to each other. That's kind of, that's fucked up. But also, like I said, there's a grand philosophy to my life where I feel people should get together. And on that principle, I have to allow myself, I have to, like, kind of bury these just perfectly human feelings beneath. So, because there's something bigger here to me.
And I don't think that you're supposed to bury that.
No,
that's
not necessarily, but
but that's what you are doing. And I'm telling you again, your compassion that you're trying to provide here, it's your own downfall.
It probably
and
is,
whether you like what I'm saying or not, the less people you have to deal with. You can have acquaintances. Nobody's saying you can't interact with people. You can have acquaintances. You have to throw a party. You have a bunch of people to show up that you lightly know, that you're like, hey, in passing, what's up? That's an acquaintance, okay? You can have those. Nobody's stopping you from having those. I have a bunch of those too. But friends are the ones that you see regularly, that you have to share all the information with, that you have the fucking, more deep connection. You don't need to have a lot of them, because it's just not going to prosper you. And especially if you're coming to the point where it seems like it's a toxic thing that Omid touched on, where it's bothering you and they're taking a toll on you, and cut them off. Again, having multiple friends groups, it will be hard. I've been there. I'm sure we've all had it. People will not like each other. That's why they are different friend circles. Different people get along with different others. However, sometimes you'll have events, specifically events like birthdays or something, weddings, where they will have to mingle, and it's their responsibility to be respectful to you and shut the fuck up and have a good time, because, well, most likely the event they're at is your event. And if they're your friends and they care about your opinion and they want to see you happy, they're going to try to get along. If they don't, then why the fuck would you even want to deal with them in the first place?
I don't know. Honestly, at this point in my life, this is unique to me, I guess. But I feel like I'm trying to move myself out of a lot of these friends, because a lot of them are like these deadbeat personalities. There's like no ambition to a lot of people I know. And I know you love this. You love to hear this, Vlad. But like, because of their lack of ambition, I like a lot of the reasons why I'm in this. I hope this podcast takes off, so I meet other people who are like more in tune with what we're doing. Because a lot of people now who are my friends by default and by nature, like, I want to grow to a place where I can just like not deal with them anymore in this capacity. And that's true, man. And it pains me to say that, but a lot of them aren't probably going to stick around for a lot of stuff I'm going to be doing in the future, if there's if there's even a modicum of success to what I'm doing. Because none of them are involved right now, and none of them should be involved later.
Well, do you know how you naturally get rid of the toxic ones? Just stop being too nice. Stop trying to make people happy.
Initiate the Holocaust 2.0.
Doing things that you don't want to do. Like, be kind. Do things because you want to do them, but don't do things because somebody else wants it from you. And then if you just continue doing that, if people don't respect your choices or who you are, that's on them. But, I don't think you're going to run into that issue. I can't think of many people in your life that would be using you that way. But, yeah, man. And if you want to meet new people, then do your thing. Go out and be social. But what I will say is, don't bring the people with you that bring you down.
Exactly.
You only want to go out with the people that also have that same mentality and want to kind of bring that side out of you. Because if you're going out with the people that I can think of, then most of your friends that I know aren't even that social. So they're not the type that are going to go out of their way to like meet new people, introduce them to each other, and be like, oh, hey, look, you have a lot of friends that do like to just stay in their circle, drink together, socialize together, and kind of keep it closed off. Like, they're open, but somebody has to approach them. If you want to meet new people, and, don't take me or Vlad, but please feel free to take your friends that actually go out of the way to be like, oh, hey, how are you? My name is this. What's your favorite color? They know how to socialize. I clearly don't because I don't know if that's a normal opener, but
Bring Steve.
yeah.
Steve's the social fuck who likes to talk to everybody about bullshit, and he likes to all be happy and all this crap, but you know how Steve is. Anyway.
Yeah.
Positive vibes. I hate that fucking term so much, but people who bring out positive vibes are probably what you're looking for, and sometimes they're cool to have, especially for socializing purposes, but remember, quality over quantity, baby.
Man, I love these new terms. Positive vibes, gaslighting, icks. Oh
Transphobia.
My God.
Anyway.
Wow,
We're running
way to butcher the joke. Thanks, man.
We're running out of time though, so
Yeah, well, okay, we'll continue more with Does This Offend You right after this commercial break. Stick with us. Does This Offend You is absolutely, definitely, and undoubtedly brought to you by this 100% totally real sponsor.
All right, so a while back we talked about, Prime Day, and what I gotta say is one deal that I did not realize how good of a deal it was, especially for my colon, was this purchase right here. I don't know if you guys have heard of these. You've probably seen it once on Shark Tank, but let me introduce you to the Squatty Potty. I nowadays find myself just sitting on the toilet, perching up there, squatting down, and just sitting there in some very relaxed position, and I have never felt more empty. Oh my God. It is... Oh. You don't know true pleasure until you've completely emptied out your colon, even when you didn't even know you needed to. And that, added on to the bidet that I bought from Amazon as well, man, my butt is clear and empty and focused and ready for the next meal. That's all I really gotta say. I highly recommend it. Naturally open up your colon, let your juices flow through there and out of you, and just live your life with less toxic people, I mean poop. Back to you, Danny.
Excellent.
that's actually a really good ad.
Yeah, short, sweet, to the poop, to the point.
No, those stools that Omid has, they really do help because I think that a lot central Asian countries, especially the more third world countries where people do have to squat to take a dump, they have the lowest percentage of prostate cancer cases in the world because possibly due to the way they sit when they poop.
Due to amazing clearance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that like you're supposed to naturally squat, right? That's the
Yeah.
Just
highly
why
recommended.
Everyone in Japan's just light years ahead because all their bathrooms are on the floor, if I remember correctly.
No, they have the best fucking toilets in the world. Built-in bidets, seat heaters, MP3 speakers, Bluetooth, everything. They have toilets figured out in a way where not even us have thought of it yet. Like the rest of the alphabet after LGBT, they have the next 7 letters lined up as far as toilets go.
Okay. Fantastic, man. Hey, speaking of toilet, not that I want to make this entire episode about friends again, because I know we've talked about this several times, but hey, that's life. But I recently came back from, I had a fucking hell of a weekend, man. I don't know if you guys know this. I went to LA this past weekend. And I went to... This has really what?
I hope Vlad knew you were gone.
Yeah, I don't know. Vlad's usually gone himself, so I don't think he pays attention to what I'm doing.
Do you feel neglected?
I know. I saw your car wasn't there, so I was like, I think Danny's gone.
I think he's really gone this time. He's not coming back.
Holy shit!
He's just looking at his food bowl. Danny usually fills this for me.
Oh, Vlad, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be there to clean up your litter box.
God damn it!
But yeah, interestingly enough, so I'm gonna go through a roundabout way of talking about the story, but so this weekend I went to a convention in Los Angeles called Midsummer, and for those of you who don't know, Midsummer was a film that came out a few years ago about I've never watched it. All I know about the premise of this film is that it's like a horror film. So people get butchered on vacation. I have no fucking clue. It's supposed to, I don't know. It's pretty quintessential horror for people who are fans of horror. So,
I love horrors.
Yeah, horrors. Yeah, horror or horrors or horror horse. Say that 3 times
horrors,
fast.
I hate those.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of horror. I do like horrors, but my girlfriend, though, is a huge fan of both. So she dragged me down to Los Angeles for this convention called Midsummer, which is basically just like a lot of horror stuff in July. And don't ask me why this exists. I couldn't fucking tell you, and I really just don't want to go out of my way to insult people, so I kind of want to cut this short by just saying, like, what the fuck? Like, you can't wait. Like, there's already 31 days out of this year reserved for Halloween, which is more than any other hobby or hobbyist gets, honestly, for anything. Like, there's no fucking like November isn't National Train Month for people who like making model trains. Like, they don't get that. They get turkeys. So these people who are like fucking love horror, like the month of October isn't enough. They had to slap this fucking convention in the middle of July just to alleviate some sort of anxiety because it. Oh my god, I'm rambling. Yeah, just like the amount of escapism present in that place was just, it was pathetic. It really was. And now I'm entering dangerous territory because I'm directly insulting somebody who loves me very much and I love them. But anywho, I had a really fucking rough weekend. I could barely sleep the entire time. I was stuck in this. I was a fish out of water at this convention, wearing my bright blue MTV shirt in a sea of black. And I don't mean skin color. It's like the attire that people wore. But there were black people wearing black. Good for them. That's cool.
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I couldn't really spot them. Really hard to pick them out of a crowd. But it's just, and the thing about this convention is, and this is the last thing I'll say about it, is that you pay a bunch of money to get through the door, and there's a shit ton of people. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people like doing this. But 90% of what was inside were just people selling stuff. There's a bunch of sellers. There's a giant marketplace. And last time I checked, you don't have to pay a bunch of tickets to go to a marketplace. You just walk in and you buy something. So basically, people spent all this money just to walk in and have the opportunity to spend more money to buy stuff. A bunch of horror stuff they can't just get online or whatever. I guess it's fine if you want to support small market people, but whatever. Anywho.
Isn't that why I rejected going with you to those like beer festivals in San Francisco where it's like, oh wait, there's admission fee? And then do I get free beers? No, you have to pay for those. Oh, so I have to pay for stuff? Just like they had the San Mateo foodie thing recently. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, like, do they have any good food there? Yeah. Well, how much is it? Is it like food truck cost? Like, oh, I don't know, but there's a fee to get in. And I was like, well, that sounds like some bullshit. My philosophy in life is I will never pay to go somewhere just for the opportunity to pay for stuff unless it's like something very specialty that I won't be able to find or buy anywhere else.
So you don't go to nightclubs?
I don't. Not a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And the reason I separate the two, so there really isn't a reason to separate the two, but between Beer Fest and this convention is that the Beer Fest was like an accidental tradition. But you're right. Logically, it makes zero sense. It's counterintuitive. It's stupid. I want to pay money just to go in and spend more money. Like, what a brilliant business model. My God, it's tremendous. Yeah, it's stupid though. It really is.
I mean, it's actually genius. Just like Peloton, it's fucking genius.
Yeah.
Like, first you spend a bunch of money to buy the bike, and then you kind of have to buy the subscription, or else the bike is kind of useless. So it's just kind of like a perpetual money machine for the company Peloton. And they're killing it. I mean, I don't know what their numbers are recently, but I heard that there might be like it's gonna drop off in the near future for whatever reason, but because of the end of COVID. But during COVID, man, they made a fucking killing. But you're also trapped because you have to buy a subscription, and then you have to pay for classes, and then you have to pay for the actual device itself, which is like $500+. Like, it's fucking genius. And people are so like, if you're a Peloton person, let me tell you. You are like part of that cult. You know these trainers by name at this point. Like, I only do this person's classes. And I actually learned this from the 4th of July barbecue we went to. People were talking about Pelotons because one person worked as a manager and one person just a massive fan. The way they talk about Peloton, I'm just like, yeah, this thing ain't going anywhere. These people are obsessed with this thing. But it's genius if you can find a way to perpetually make money from people who pay for something just for access to something else.
Yeah, but it's just, goddamn, I feel bad for the poor suckers who get it. I think a lot of the appeal is just the atmosphere. Like, you're basically brought into this. I can't really speak for Peloton. Well, maybe it is the same principle. You're like kind of wrapped in this world. I don't know. Maybe you imagine you're biking up or you're biking the Grand Canyon. I don't know. But for people who like go to this convention midsummer they're just basically just wrapped in this atmosphere of like horror. Like they didn't like. I guess it's fun, it's appealing, and then yeah, you just get to support the small markets. You find stuff that's really hard or you can't find anywhere else.
Well,
maybe that's like the only thing. Yeah.
Sometimes you pay for the ambiance. Like some people just fucking love Halloween, like it's their thing, and they'd rather have it year round. That's why you see them wearing black all the damn time, or doing spooky things, or being into it. And I think same with the like nightclubs is also kind of different, where you pay to get in, but you're paying for the opportunity to like dance, listen to music, meet girls that are hopefully single, and you just like do your thing. The drinking or buying drinks is an optional thing. It just kind of enhances the experience. And same with like going to these festivals or foodie events or beer whatever's, like you pay to get in and you can hang out. But as someone that doesn't even want to drink a lot of beer, I will for sure not get my money's worth, and I'll just be standing around hanging out while everybody else is drinking around me, and I'm just like, it's just not for me. Sorry.
So you don't pay for like bar covers either then?
No, never. I'd never pay a cover charge to go to a bar.
You shouldn't.
It's not shouldn't have to. It's I just choose not to. And if my friends go to a bar that has a cover, like I really, really need to be convinced to go, but I stand by it. I have left hangout sessions, or I was the Jew that yelled, "Fuck this, we're going somewhere else." Because I refuse to pay a cover charge to get into a bar, especially a fucking dive bar like St. James Gate in fucking San Carlos, whatever. I'm putting them on blast. Fuck that place. It is a subpar bar, and yet they charge a cover to get in. Fuck you. I have no reason to go there. They don't even have like hot enough girls there that make me be like, all right, I fucking gotta get in this place. I'm gonna find the love of my life. I'm gonna find something I wanna hook up with. No, it's just a bunch of fucking like trash there. Fuck that. Or sorry, not trash, but like not worth me paying just to get to go in there. Again, like as someone who doesn't drink that much either, like why the fuck would I pay to get into there when I can go to frickin' McGraw's, or I don't even know if that place is still open, but some other dive bar and just do what I was gonna do anyway, hang out.
All right. I don't even know if that place is still open, but the principle here is that you shouldn't. I think it is. Okay, cool. I think this is talking full circle. Like you can go to a party and socialize for free. I don't know why you have to pay a cover charge anywhere. That includes clubs. Vlad, I know you're a big fucking fan of the club scene, or used to anyway. Used to be anyway. I
used to work.
Yeah.
In the club scene.
It's a big fucking scam, dude. It's one of the biggest scams in America is the club scene. Having to pay money just for the opportunity to spend more money inside, and then with under the guise of socializing. But how hard is it to actually socialize when there's music blaring in your ear and everyone's inebriated? And all it does is just prey on people's base desires. I want to go in there and get laid. And how many of those? What's the actual exchange rate for the money people actually pay versus how many people actually walk away with something they desire?
So
it's a lottery.
Lottery. Listen,
go ahead.
Lottery. First off, you have to understand why most of these places, specifically nightclubs, I'm not sure about bars, but why nightclubs charge, or even bars too, I guess, why they charge the cover fee is because for nightclubs, that money usually goes to the promoters who bring people into the nightclub. I'm sure you've been to enough events or nightclubs where you walk in, the place is fucking dead because they don't have any promoters who are working, or they do have them, they're just really fucking shitty. You have to pay them somehow. The bar does not. The owners, whether people like it or not, are really fucking stingy. They don't like to pay a lot of money. They don't like to pay security. That's why a lot of nightclubs, when you go there, they have the skinny fucking little security guard who stands outside. He can't really do anything if something happens, rather than some fucking big ass gorilla Simone. Money buys you quality. And unfortunately enough, a lot of places either can't afford to buy quality, or the owner just doesn't want to spit out the cash for it. So they look for alternate means to do so, even for promoters to bring people in, and that's usually through door cover charge. Obviously, some problem is with me, like I don't mind paying $5 to walk in a nightclub, maybe 10. But some places charge you, like Temple in San Francisco, they charge I think $20 inside the fucking nightclub, and their drinks are, I think their Coronas are, a bottle of Corona is like $6 in Temple. Most of their drinks starting price is $13. You get absolutely just drained of cash in that place super fast. And sure, I guess you can find somebody to dance with and possibly hook up because half the people are drugged out of their minds when they're in there listening to EDM and shit. Sure. But you have to understand the purpose of why they do what they do. They don't just charge you because they want to make an extra killing. They usually charge you because they have to pay somebody specifically for the purpose of having them do whatever they contributed to the business because they can't afford it or they're just being cheap.
Trust me, the profit margin on the drinks is more than enough to do that. They're just trying to increase the amount they make. But let me say this, I am very rational when it comes to spending my money, and I've once been to a club in LA where they let the people in front of us, usually girls, get in for free, and then another set of people they let in for like some amount of money, and then me and my buddy, just two guys walking up to the door because we let our party get ahead of us while we did something else. They charged each of us $40 just to get in, because we were two guys. So there's also this kind of like double standard with who you let in your club. And I get it, it's your business. You do what you want. I get it. We're two guys. We're not really adding much value. We're only coming there to probably take from whatever environment that you've created. But then to a certain extent, I'm just like, I'm going to be rational with my money. And sometimes the only way I can justify making a purchase, for example, food that is unreasonably priced or cover charges to get into a club or a bar, is I'm paying for the experience to be with my friends and enjoy this time together. And at that point, I'm like, if I use money to monetize this, then I'd probably be making a mistake and regret it, because I want to live to make a story regardless. So then I have to justify making certain purchases. And I fucking hate doing that. And I usually do regret it. But I don't regret sometimes the experiences I might have had by sucking it up. And I've even like had a friend get kicked out of a bar while I was there. They tried to charge her a cover fee again, even though she just left the bar. And I was like, fuck it, I'll cover it. Like, I don't care. Like, we're all here to have a good time, so I'll pay for them to get into. We'll all go back in together. Like, it's just the way it is, though. And the thing is, like, if I know in my heart I won't be having that time or that experience, I will say fuck this. But I really need to be able to rationalize purchases in my life.
Which is fair. And it's interesting too that like a lot of people don't realize that a lot of nightclubs specifically, and bars too, I guess, they play the ratio rule. Because let's say they have a night where it's a bunch of dick and not enough girls, they'll try to dry fucking charge the living crap out of every guy additionally who walks in there. And girls get it for free, which is technically illegal in California. You can't do that. You can't offer one sex free entry while you charge the other sex money. But nobody enforces that law.
Hey, equality.
Yeah, but nobody enforces the law. However, there are those very weird phenomena that occur from time to time where a nightclub will be full of girls and basically no guys. At that point, girls get charged cover to enter while the guys get them for free because they need to have guys walk in and buy drinks.
Ugly girls. If you're a fucking dime, you're getting in for free, and that business would probably be ashamed if they didn't let you in for free.
I mean, like I said, it's the phenomenon factor of one. It's super fucking rare, but if you ever have those situations where you walk in the club and it's just a bunch of girls, all women in there, regardless of how they look, and there's essentially no guys, they will start charging women, regardless of how they look, money to get inside, while they'll start letting guys in for free so the guy can go and talk to girls and buy drinks because the bar is suffering then. But one thing that does bother me immensely at nightclubs is bottle service girls and their tipping system. I fucking hate their tipping system because every time you buy bottle service at any nightclub, they will automatically charge you a fat fucking tip, and I mean like hundreds of dollars on top of what you paid already to provide this unnecessary large tip to a girl who literally walked out of one room with a bottle to your table. Literally walked from a storage room to your table with a bottle. She makes a fat fucking tip while she also gets paid hourly, which drives me absolutely nuts. And nobody does anything about it. Unfortunately, people just keep feeding into it.
What about this entire environment seems fair to you? None of it is. It's all just a money-raking scheme.
No, but there's, I mean, fine, whatever.
Not only that, but it's an opportunity to flash your money. Like, there's no reason to get a table at a club unless you, like, desperately need to sit down somewhere and, like, you're willing to pay thousands of dollars to do so. But that whole club, your purchase is, I want to convey the image of I am the fucking man and I have money. There's no other reason to make that purchase except for creating that image for yourself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying, but that also doesn't buy you good looks or anything. So if a girl's not attracted to you, she's only gonna be attracted to the table at that point. But
Yeah,
it's what you
I,
pay
I
for.
I get where you're coming from, but just from personal experience, me, whenever I go to the nightclub, I do try to get a table. And reason why I get a table is because I don't like being in the fucking crowd. I fucking hate staying in the crowd, being bumped every 2 seconds by somebody walking by or dancing or stepping on me. It pisses me the fuck off. So, in return, I get a table. I usually have my friends. We'll throw in some money together, get a bottle or two, hang out. My friends get to drink and try to pull girls. That's on them. I have my fucking personal space where I can relax and not have to be touched or bumped into every 2 fucking seconds. It drives me nuts.
I like being on the dance
Right.
floor anyway. I couldn't care less about
I
So
can't.
why don't
the
you just
table.
throw a party? Why don't you just have people at your house? I don't understand why you'd put yourself
Because
in
when
there.
you're have people at your house, that means that your house can get damaged. I don't want to fucking deal with that shit. I can have like parties from time to time, and again, you've seen me at parties. I like to be even from 418. I like to be the one who's in charge. Who likes to make sure everything's okay. I have my presets set up, making sure there's no fights. Nobody, if somebody's super drunk, get in the bathroom or outside as fast as possible. I try to keep tabs on things. If I keep having parties constantly, first off, it's draining as fuck. Number two, again, you're putting your house to being damaged, robbed, or something worse. Like, I'm not trying to play that game. I'd rather go out and maybe spend a bit of cash, given the opportunity to have some fun. And plus, I'm mainly there for my friends to be able to pull some girls,
I'm
not
I'm
me.
sorry. I just feel like the amount of money you spend to buy a table and all
Thank
the other
you.
bullshit,
Yeah.
you could just pay some day workers like $20 and your house will be back to normal.
I feel like any
Like,
potential
that
damage.
is such like a
Yeah.
bullshit excuse to buy a table. Like, I'm sorry. You just need more Danny's in your life to provide the girls at this point.
I think Vlad's doing okay in that department, but I feel like any potential damage you would have incurred from throwing a party, you spend that 10 times at a club for just sitting there.
No,
For
but
bottle service.
I'm not drop. First off, keep in mind, one, I don't pay full price for bottle service. I usually
Well,
have
congratulations,
some.
Vlad. You got the in.
That's not the point. I'm saying again. I'm saying that at the end of the day, usually I have some sort of deal going on. Number two, I'll have friends. I'm not gonna buy bottle service for my whole crew. Fuck you guys. Get a fucking job. We're gonna throw in money. We'll get a discount. Buy a bottle. And get a table. Then it gives my friends the excuse, oh, I have a bottle. I can go and pull some girls from the dance floor, get my dick sucked,
Unreal.
whatever. They're having a great time. I get to hang out in a social environment, talk to some of my friends, maybe talk to a girl if I feel like it. My friends get to have the chance to go and flex some fucking bullshit bottle they just got and try to get their dick sucked. They're happy. I'm chilling. What's so bad about it?
What's so bad about it is that the entire business model is just based on people's on human-based insecurities. It's a cesspool of
But you can make that argument for most places.
I feel like it's never more realized than it is at a nightclub. That's it. A nightclub is
Maybe,
exactly.
maybe. I'm not arguing with you
It's
on that.
structured on people's base insecurities. That's it. I need a bunch of alcohol. I need to spend a bunch of money just for the opportunity to talk to pretty women because I can't do it by myself. I need all this at my disposal, and I need a lot
Also-
of money to make it facilitate that.
Remember
it.
when we talked about this? How like nightclubs too, it's all about the image. So they will pay someone like one of the Kardashians' exes, what's his name, Steve Disnick or whatever. I don't know, Steve Disnick, whatever his name is. They will pay him like 40 grand just to show up and show face and give him free drinks or whatever he wants, just so that they can promote their club better. And that's the type of shit that your covers fees will go to. Like, this just an excessive amount of money that they're making just so that they can make more money. Again, their business and their whatever, but hey, man, that's the perks of being someone famous. You'll get paid to go to a party. Friggin' Kardashians get the same rate, maybe even more than he would to go to a club.
Yeah.
And that's just the reality of it. It's you're just paying for vanity, and as much as I would love to have vanity, I can't afford it. So I'll let
Did you
somebody
hear-
else.
Did you hear what Kanye West's prices for doing a walkthrough at a nightclub is?
Isn't like 200K?
$8 million.
Oh, God bless that man.
I assume some of these nightclubs could do it though,
Yeah. Yeah.
for what they make.
But
Probably
I'm
make
just-
that a
I'm
night
just-
or more.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying they drop he demands $8 million drops to walk through a nightclub. I don't know how long he's gonna hang out there for, but yeah.
Probably not at all. Just literally walk from one exit, one
No,
entrance to the exit.
I remember back when we were I used to have a guy named Sam that I used to hang out with, black dude. And one time, it was, you remember Infusion back when it was open. They
Sure.
had Drake coming through, and one of the promoters, Louis, he hit up Sam. He's like, "Hey, I can get you a table." It was like the table's $10,000. He's like, I'll get you the table for 5." Sam has the kind of money for it. He was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it." And I remember I brought Steve with me, Steve's sister, some of her friends, and that place was so fucking packed just for fucking Drake to walk in there for 5 minutes. So he walk to one section, say hi to a few people, and walk right back out. That's it. People dropped out money on such a bullshit aspect. I was just like, holy crap. I saw the video. But yeah. God.
That's
America.
I'm not surprised though. People are that stupid. I feel like anyone who goes to a club's stupid. I don't care, including me. It's just a dumb idea.
It's fun.
Reluctantly, I was part of like the club scene for a while because again, talking about my friends, so I was surrounded by a bunch of people who would want to do that, and I was the only voice of dissent amongst them. Like, hey, maybe don't do this. This is kind of dumb. Maybe you can get this at a bar and they let you in for free. Like, you can still do all this bullshit, and they don't overcharge for drinks. Well, I mean, all drinks are overcharged outside, but like not as much as a club would.
It's a
to me, there's no reason. There are a lot of fun things you can do, though. That's the problem. And none of them will rape your wallet as much as a club.
Of course, but again, hey, if you're making the kind of money that you can, if you have fuck you money, why not?
But a lot of people don't. They go to.
I know they don't. That's the problem. It's the ones who don't have it.
Yeah, but a lot of these people, most of them are irresponsible. They take all their money and walk into this club like this will like. Let's just call it what it is, man. The name of the game is just for guys, it's to get girls. Girls want to go blow off some steam or whatever, or a lot of them want to get dick. Believe me, girls don't have to go to a club to get dick. That's the problem. They don't know if they realize that or not. So it's really for both parties involved. It's a big waste of time.
Girls like to go dancing.
Good for them.
What
Good.
it is for them.
So they want to go blow
dancing.
steam. They want to go dance. Guys want to go there to try to rope one in or a couple. I have no idea. That's the name. And then the money just starts there. That's what it is. So guys will shell out the money just to try to get in. And then they'll buy a bunch of drinks for the women, and the women will sit there just collecting the money or whatever in the form of drinks. Whatever. They don't have to spend a dime. Dude, like, I'm tired of people talking about this, like the wage gap in America when it's just paid back in different aspects of society. I really don't I don't respect it, because like a girl can make like 75% of what a man makes, but then a guy will blow that 25% at a club for a woman, or buy because chivalry and all that shit. I don't know.
Well, like I said, at the end of the day, it can be fun. Especially from a guy's perspective, if you go with your close friends and you do get like, I don't know, 2-3 bottles, and you guys do have a good time drinking and doing pulling some girls, and you have the girl pulls you to dance, or you get lucky at the end of the night. It's experience the fucking standing on the fucking chairs and yelling and just being able to fucking, I don't know. It's having that drunk moment instead of being stuck in your fucking house, the same place you're home that you're at 90% of the fucking time, drinking out of the bottle, hating the world. You get to switch up your environment a bit, and fucking.
Well, we know you do that.
Yeah, you got to blow out your fucking. You got to blow yourself out a bit, throw your money around, and have some fun. I mean, again, it depends on the people. Some people like it, some people don't. I am saying from time to time on a blue moon, it's cool to do, but it's definitely you need to have the money to do it. You need to have that fuck you money to be able to do it. If you are a broke fuck who's going there to do this kind of thing, you're absolutely fucking retarded.
Man, that should be the goal for every man, to have fuck you money.
Yeah, it is. That's what life's all about, baby. Make that fuck you money.
It's the name of the game. Everyone wants to get rich, right? I feel like I'd have a better payout going to casino though. If I had to walk into both establishments and walk out with something that I want, I'd have better luck I have better odds at a casino. I shit you not.
Bitch, learn to count cards. You'll be very happy.
Yeah,
just
but
don't get caught.
I guess learn to pick up women. I don't know. Like try to tip the game in your favor.
Well, one will get you banned, beat the fuck up, or killed. The other one will get you laid. So I guess.
Or also beat the fuck up and killed. What if she has a boyfriend? I don't know. Yeah, I'm saying I feel like they're both seedy establishments, and I'd pick the lesser of two evils as a casino to me. So
I mean, I
which
feel
should tell
like
you a lot.
I feel like that's the problem with that though, is you are playing into addiction, because the amount of people who are like addicted to gambling and they don't know how to stop, versus like, at a nightclub, you can, once you're out of money you can stop. Or
That's not true.
if you can't afford something, like if you can't afford bottle service, you're not getting bottle service. But if you go to the nightclub and you buy alcohol, like you'll have a few, whatever, you're gonna get drunk, that's it, you're good to go. You won't spend nearly as much money as you would at the buying the table.
No,
If that makes sense.
People can be addicted to socializing, and also it's the same way. If you go to a casino and you're out of money, where you can always find more money. If you go to a nightclub, they have ATMs inside the nightclub. You can go get more money, go spend more of it. It's both. I don't really separate the two that much, but anyway, it's very interesting to me that we started off talking about parties and like how you don't want to socialize.
No, we
people.
started talking about shitty friends.
No. We started.
We switched over.
Then we talked about parties when this episode started, and then we talked about shitty friends a little bit. But all of it it comes full circle.
Omid, you chime in. Which one we start with? Shitty friends or parties?
We started with a standard
Oh yeah, it was
time,
Jewish
Jewish
parties.
Standard Time and Persian Standard Time.
Yeah, and we started talking
There
about
you
parties.
go.
But
There you go.
what I mean to say is that I still feel like there's a group of people. There's a lot of people out there who want to find the means to go meet other people. Like I'm not alone in this. This entire industry is built on the premise that people want to go out and socialize. I don't know. I feel like we're just a little too old for that anymore. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Do people still go to clubs in their 30s, like the same way like the guy want to go out there and get laid?
If you have fuck you money, yes.
Yeah, I feel like but you're a different breed now. You're not just the guy on the dance floor trying to, I don't know, dance your way into someone's pants. You're the guy sitting.
Fuck you money.
Okay, but you're now the guy at the bottle service paying absurd amounts of money for a bottle of Smirnoff just to say that you have the money. And then sure, I guess you walk away at the end of the night. It's different now. It's different now in this age gap. Anyway, I don't know how I fucking started that. I remember, we started talking about conventions and stuff, and I was trying to get all the way to this point. So coming, again, full circle, because I'm talking about shitty friends. This is more of a venting moment and more of a putting someone on blast moment. And I feel like that should become a regular occurrence on the show. We should start putting people on blast.
Steve.
Yeah, so we do enough to Steve. So Steve is his real name. I will call this person Nancy. So Nancy is a friend of mine who is also amongst the group of friends that I fucking hate. So after I came back from Los Angeles and we got home, we went to this place called Grand Central Market. Grand Central Market in Los Angeles is just like this massive food court, but they have a lot of unique items, and I just splurged. I spent over $100 there. That was pretty awesome.
Did you go to Howlin' Ray's?
No, I did not go to Howlin' Race. He just tossed his phone. I fucking heard that. I don't have time to go to every place. Do you know how big Los Angeles is?
We're not fucking friends, Dan.
Oh my god. Okay,
it's because you couldn't handle that sandwich, huh?
Sorry, I disappointed you. Yeah, probably. Maybe I didn't want to deal with it. I did. I'm sorry. All I did was buy about like 50 pounds of other food, but that's okay. So on the way back, obviously, when yes, I am a coward for not eating your chicken or whatever. What was it? What is Howlin' Ray's? You want to tell them? Like, give them a nice plug.
It's a chicken sandwich spot that just has one of those sandwiches that's so hot that you have to sign a waiver before you eat it.
Jesus.
Gotcha,
Why would you want to eat that?
Well, you can also eat their regular sandwiches, but, just to say you did, like, there's some things that I'm willing to pay for, and my ego is sometimes one of them.
Jesus Christ.
If I'm going to pay to suffer, I'm going to eat that chicken sandwich instead of going to a nightclub. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Go on. But sorry. Okay. Do you have nothing? You good? Okay. So what I was saying was I got home. And of course, since I spent all this money on all this food, and I didn't just stop there. On the way home, I actually got some other food. So I basically like I was full. I had a lot of leftovers with me, so I brought them home. This friend of mine, Nancy. We've known for a while now. They're one of the people in your life, like will never change. Somehow you keep dealing with them, and so I keep running into this fucking brick wall, or I'm that moth that keeps running into the flame. Like one day, like I'm gonna give them hope, or they won't beat me anymore. It's fine. I'll give them hope. That whole sensibility. But
you're a whole.
Thank you. So they do something out of the ordinary, which is like they comment. They not only do they send me like some weird snap. This is like weird goth. They send me some Snapchats, which they never do, like single to myself, and about some random shit. It wasn't even important. I'm like, that's really out of character. You never really talked to me. Then they like commented on this story because I told everybody on because I'm so important. I sent the story out where I ate at Grand Central Market and I had like 100 pounds of food or whatever. So they commented on it like, oh, they asking me questions like, hey, how much do you like? Do you like this? Blah blah blah. I'm like, this is weird, dude. It's like you never do this. There's something wrong. and I don't know what it is, but maybe this is probably leading up to a point where they want to tell me something happened or something that's important. I have no idea what it is. Anyway, my point, I send them a message. I say, I'm almost home. I have all these leftovers. If you would like to try any of the stuff here for yourself instead of asking me for what I felt, I'd be happy to drop some off for you. They were just made a few hours ago. They're still good. Just heat them up. Blah, 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 blah. And like, for all their inquisitive nature, they basically just stopped talking to me. And as soon as it got real, where I'm like, you know what, we're friends in real life. I see you pretty frequently. Let me just drop this stuff off to you if you want it. When that becomes a real possibility, bye-bye. I don't hear from this fucking person. And here's the point I was trying to make is that this fucking game I am tired of playing, where I send a message and it just sits there unread for 24 fucking hours. And you're going to sit there and fucking act like you didn't see it or it's not on your phone. Especially for this generation where everyone's on their phone. Everything goes through your phone these days. Don't act like it doesn't. Omid's been on this phone this entire fucking podcast. Don't ask like... If Omid can do that in the middle of working, quote unquote, don't act like you don't fucking see notifications on your phone.
I've lost notifications before.
I don't give a shit what you've done. You probably... Good for you. Maybe there's some weird excuse. But I don't think it's that frequent. I don't think technology is that... undependable. I think like if you get the notification, you'll see. Even if you're bombarded with them, I don't give a shit.
I don't think you're very undependable right now, Dan.
Fine. What I'm saying is, I'm just tired of where society has been left with this introduction of technology, where you can just straight up, when you're just tired of talking to people. We talked this in like episode 4. When you're just tired of dealing with people, just fucking fuck off. I don't want to talk to you anymore. So you just leave it. You don't even have to look at the message. You just act like it doesn't exist, and then it'll go away. So here I am 24 hours later. I literally just checked my phone before I got into this rant, and they just checked the message. So they feel by letting it linger over time, it's fine. It basically defaults so that my message doesn't exist, or you've answered me in a way by not answering me. And I think that's common practice now, and I would just like to bring that up and say, fuck you. Fuck everybody who does that. And I hate how that's common practice as much as showing up late to a party is. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
I think you're overthinking it. I think
No, I think
a lot of times you're right. You're definitely right a lot of times. But even for me, I try not to read messages or look at them because I don't want to look at the notification and forget about it. So I leave it on there as a reminder so I can get back. Problem is though, sometimes if I'm in the middle of an important conversation via text or something, I don't want to read the other ones, but once I open the messaging app, it removes the notifications and it just slips my mind that I was supposed to respond to somebody and I'll get to them later. Or in another instance, one of my apps that I use for messaging stopped sending me notifications, and fuck me if I'm so desperate for this conversation that I'm going to remember to keep checking the app to see if somebody responded to me or something. So I can see kind of both ways that there is that slight possibility that maybe they weren't trying to be malicious. But what I will say too is that I know more times than not, you are right. I did have one person admit to me the other day, even though we're talking all the time, even right now, where I'd send them a text and they don't reply, and it's because when they're going through their day, they put their phone on do not disturb mode, so they just legitimately do not get any notifications in that time. I don't know if the person you're talking about, Nancy, is the same way, but these are all things that do happen, and I am a very fucked up person when it comes to my depression. I just assume people hate me sometimes when they really don't, but I let it get to my head and I let that idea fester. So when shit like that happens to me, I feel the exact same way, and it takes a lot for me to try to just stand back and be like, no, maybe that's not the case, maybe I'm overthinking it, I need to stop overthinking it, just go on with my life, and if they respond, cool. If not, I don't care. I have to not care. Yeah. But what I will say is that it's not always the case that you think it is, Danny, so don't try to write somebody off that quickly.
Yeah. On a separate note entirely, Danny, I have a question for you. How do you remember the topics that we cover for different I think we just lost Danny.
No! We have a minute and 20 seconds left, so we can just kind of wait for the question to come on for the next Zoom meeting.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he's just so upset he's having an epiphany right now.
I hope he's not killing himself.
I mean, he might be. Everybody does hate him, and he has body dysmorphia like no other. And now he just messaged saying my net went down. Danny. Keep it going.
I don't hate
Danny. Oh no. Man, so you just dislike him very, very much, or Do you love him? Do you love him like your mom?
No.
Aw, that's so cute. You should go knock on his door and give him a hug.
God damn
Wait,
it.
we should probably restart the meeting since we have like less than a minute left.
What the fuck? I just got back. The internet dropped. That's bullshit.
Internet didn't drop because Vlad is still here.
Okay, well then my computer fucked me, I guess. I don't know how to talk. So I'm gonna listen to that rant later and try to respond to it.
Don't listen to that rant, Danny. Don't listen to that rant.
Was it just about me, you son of a bitch? Oh my god. All right. Okay. Let's let me just do the old reset real quick. Fucking A, man. God, what a time to cut out. It's so stupid. Fucking. I can't wait till we're done with Zoom.
So, Danny, back to what I was trying to ask you.
Yeah, go ahead. So I guess I'll just respond to Omid in real life next time. I don't know what the fuck he said.
Yeah.
What's up?
So, how do you keep track of everything that we've talked about in every single episode? Do you have like cliff notes of everything that we've done or what?
I try to, like, in my head, and then I write some stuff down if I need to. Like, at the end of the episode, I'll write it down. Like, what did we talk about today? But I have a decent memory. It's only been an hour, right?
I'm not talking about today. I'm just talking about, like, you reference episode 4, and I'm like, how the fuck do you remember what the fuck we talked about in episode 4?
Because I have an awesome memory. It's one of the things. Yeah,
because he also has to watch the episodes in length every time he edits them.
It's true, yeah. That's someone this close to the project. It's like, I don't know, like you must know a lot of the stuff you do during work. You can reference it later. You're like, I remember doing this. You were like, you had a lot of hands-on stuff.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like you're very precise in your referencing. That's why I'm like, do you have like cliff notes?
No. I mean, once you apply it, it's like that old method for trying to learn stuff where you write it down and you like actively remember as you're writing it down, so that memory it sticks in your brain. So when I'm sitting there in the computer,
Steve, take notes.
Is Steve just really bad at remembering stuff?
Steve's bad in general.
He sucks at a lot of stuff. Don't be careful. He can actually walk into the room now and kick our asses. Like, yeah, he can actually respond to these in real life.
He can't kick your ass if he skips leg day.
It's true.
But
Uh-oh.
Oh,
right,
hold on, guys. Someone's at the door.
Oh, no.
You son of a bitch.
Fuck, yeah. No, that's it. So basic memory trick for all those kids out there who are stuck on their phones all day. You can actually write stuff down, and the more hands-on you are with something, the more you remember it. Very simple. Anyway, so is that it? That's all you wanted to ask me?
You know Steve's birthday's coming up in September, right?
Yeah, but he's going to be in Florida, so I don't care.
Yeah, well, you know...
I think you should buy him a table.
No, I think Danny just cut out again. Hold on, let's see who's back. Danny! Are you still there, Danny?
You fucking kidding me?
Maybe
no, he's yelling in his room.
Are you fucking
like,
kidding me? Oh my
you
god, there I am. What the fuck? All right, let's try to cut this short early before my fucking internet.
So
this is
before
dumb.
we do that,
Yeah.
I was gonna give a suggestion. Steve's birthday's coming up in September. He's gonna be in Florida. What if we get him a helmet and floaties and send it to him?
I'm fine with that. I want him floaties for our most special friend.
Buy him multiple floaties. That way, it'll be like, because you have so many muscles on your arms, you're gonna need more than just one.
Exactly, different colors.
That way, yeah. There you go.
That'll work.
Maybe even a bum guard.
A bum guard. What the fuck is a bum guard?
I don't know. Just buy him some kind of cushion that he can put on his ass. Or maybe make some kind of joke where you buy him something that will protect him from his girlfriend.
Oh! Yes!
Buy him a sword.
Buy him a taser.
Yes.
Can you imagine he tases Shoshana?
Buy him that water gun.
Oh! Danny, are you down or what?
Sure. I was down the moment you talked about it. Sorry. Steve deserves these things. He needs these things. Like, literally. Like, I don't know how he survives without them.
The abuse that man goes through. Holy shit. He's gonna murder us when he hears about this episode. But
Yeah.
whatever.
Hopefully his girlfriend doesn't hear this. That's what I'm most afraid about.
Massage shows up at your house like, "What's up, bitch?"
Jesus Christ.
I'm occupying this podcast. Yalla!
That wouldn't be the first time I've been kicked off my land.
Oh. What are we gonna do?
Oh.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, before this gets real political, this has been another fantastic episode of Does This Offend You? That is Vlad. That is Omid. I am Danny. Do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let us know down below about all of your friends and all. Do you go to the party? Do you go to parties? Do you go to clubs? Do you go to beer fests? Do you go to stupid Halloween events in the middle of summer? Doesn't matter. Let us know below. Tell us what you do for fun and how you meet people. Next time, we talk about the long-term benefits of applying Vaseline to your butthole. Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Just